This happened. Where... It was at like 144. Ah! It was somewhere here. And all of a sudden, on this day, like it was last weekend, it dropped down, now down to 116. And actually, I made a bet with Mia that stock price will increase, but I guess it dropped. So Mia won. Yeah, I actually wanted to purchase it here. 이때 잠깐 사려고 했거든요, 엔비디아 주식을. 한 130대? It did go up, but then it went back down. Why I don't do stock, guys. 그래서, we're trying to figure out what DeepSeek is and how it is causing NVIDIA stock. And I think TSMC also got influenced. TSM. Not as much though. Not as much. A little bit. Not too bad. I still find it funny that my father-in-law finds it interesting I know what TSMC is. I was like, thanks. Like, you know TSMC? I'm like, yeah. Oh. So I want to see more of what we can learn from it instead of these like stories. Trying to find a better news. Seems like there isn't anything good. Let's see if Chad uploaded anything that was good on stock news. Yeah, I think US tariff is probably really big. 아, 여기도 있구나. So DeepSeek sparks AI stock sales off. NVIDIA posts record market cap lost. So we just saw this. So let's read about it. Don't play the video. 그만 먹어야지. 손이 가. 보자. So global investors dumped tech stocks on Monday as they worry that the emergence of a low-cost Chinese artificial model sorry, I needed my pen. Would threaten the dominance of AI leaders like NVIDIA, evaporating 593 billion of the chip maker's market value, a record one-day loss for any company on Wall Street. So anyone who bought NVIDIA at 144 price, oh, I bet they are crying. Don't you think some people bought like NVIDIA stock around this area? 아, 진짜 슬프겠다. So last week, Chinese startup DeepSeek launched a free AI assistant. Maybe we should try DeepSeek. That it says uses less data at a fraction of the cost of incumbent services. By Monday, the assistant had overtaken US rival ChatGPT in downloads. So once it was heard, everyone started downloading this. Really? Maybe today we should investigate DeepSeek. This led the tech-heavy Nasdaq to fall 3.9% on Monday. So NVIDIA... So I think just reading this, it can sound like, wow, NVIDIA tricked us, right? Because NVIDIA is whatever NVIDIA calls for the pricing, we thought that was the answer. But if we can go cheap, then they are the bad ones. 나쁜 놈. Bad people. So Nvidia's market cap loss on Monday was more than double the previous one-day record. The Nasdaq's next biggest drag was chipmaker Broadcom, which finished down 17.4%. 아, Broadcom도 있지. So Yo, seems like Broadcom made a little comeback though. Not as much, but it's still there. The Philadelphia Semiconductor Index tumbled 9.2% for its biggest percentage drop since March 2020, and its biggest decliner was Marvell Technology, which tumbled 19.1%. US equity declines followed a sell-off that started in Asia, with Japan's SoftBank Group finishing down 8.3%. So if it's true that DeepSeek is the proverbial better mousetrap that could disrupt the entire AI narrative that has helped drive the market over the last 2 years. Oh, he's from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Could mean less demand for chips, less need for a massive build-out of power production to fuel the models, and less need for large-scale data centers. 그치. This, I think, also impacts the Stargate project that US is making. Stargate. It's starting to bounce back. The hype around AI has powered a huge inflow of capital into equity in the last 18 months, inflating valuation and lifting stock markets to new high. So ever since ChatGPT was launched, which was around 2023, I remember this day. Wow, look at the valuation that increased. That's a really nice line. So Wednesday, US AI-related stock has rallied sharply after President Donald Trump announced a private sector, the one we just talked about. And then SoftBank announced a $19 billion commitment to help fund the Stargate venture, whose other backers included ChatGPT developer OpenAI and Oracle, whose share finished down 13.8%. What is this here? Trump on Monday said that DeepSeek should be a wake-up call and could be a positive development. In their flight from risk on Monday, investors sought out safe haven government bonds and currency. Is this haven? What is haven? 뭐지? Ah. The benchmark US Treasury 10-year yield fell to 4.53%, while its currencies, Japan's yen and Swiss franc, rallied against the US dollars. So it doesn't talk exactly about what DeepSeek is. Okay, so it seems that DeepSeek is a startup company made by Hangzhou. Whose controlling shareholder is Liang Wenfeng. Well, that's not important, but what makes this better? It doesn't talk about what makes it better than here. So its researcher wrote a paper last month that DeepSeek version 3 model, which launched on January 10th, so like a month ago. DeepSeek version 3. Sorry. used NVIDIA's low capabilities H800 chips for training, spending less than $6 million. So then DeepSeek R1 was released last week. And this is, I guess, the one that was going off crazy. 이게 중요한 거네. Is 20 to 50 times cheaper to use than OpenAI's O1 model? Oh. 20 to 50 times cheaper. Wow. O1. Depending on the task, according to the post on DeepSeek's official WeChat. So should we try DeepSeek then? Mark said that DeepSeek's R1 model was AI's Sputnik moment, referring the former Soviet Union satellite launch that marked the start of the space race in the late 1950s. 그러네. DeepSeek R1 is one of the most amazing and impressive breakthroughs I've ever seen, and as open source, a profound gift to the world. Oh. So you're saying that the part of the cost is not true. Cost is still questionable. Cost portion. So Morgan said that because DeepSeek's AI model is for use of mobile phones and PCs rather than data centers, it competes with ChatGPT. Da. 하스님 어서오세요. Oh, is there like an article on that? Okay, so that was, I guess, like a very broad version of what I was reading. Oh, 잠깐만. Wait, sorry. I wanna flip my camera. 됐다. So it looks more, it will make more sense. Oink. Me. Really? So before January 27th, suddenly everyone's talking about it, not least the shareholders and executives as US tech firms like NVIDIA, Google, Microsoft, which all saw their company values tumble. But how did everyone else not know about this company though? Isn't it kind of interesting that people didn't know? Or maybe they did know about it, they just wasn't. Maybe there is some type of bluffing going on related to this. Oh, oops. Hi. Probably. So let's see. So DeepSeek version 3 was January 10th. Better and used NVIDIA, which cost less. And then I guess the big important thing is DeepSeek R1, which is 20 to 50 times cheaper. But this is still debatable than OpenAI's O1 model. want to kind of keep organized. So the only thing that makes DeepSeek better than OpenAI is just the cost. I don't think China is supposed to get access to NVIDIA chips, right? Ah. Really? Hi, Obi. China can't get access to NVIDIA chips? Really? China NVIDIA chips. 아, 이렇게 있긴 하네. So is China DeepSeek using smuggled AI chips from Singapore? US government is probing whether the Hangzhou-based AI chips has built its disruptive R1 AI model on restricted NVIDIA chips. Well, how come Singapore is giving chips to China? Oh. So US government is investigating whether the Chinese AI company DeepSeek has been using US chips that are barred from being shipped to China, including from third parties in Singapore. Oh. So if this is true, then does that mean US might also not trade with Singapore? Not, I don't know, trade, work with Singapore? This would make it a US product for using NVIDIA? Okay. We're reading this. Let's see. 아, 싱가포르 칩 20%가 어디론가 수출된다고는 얘기 나왔구나. 아. So it seems like there's a rumor that 20% of Singapore chips go somewhere, but we don't know where that somewhere is. And I guess the assumption is maybe to China. In a report on Friday, that's NVIDIA chips. They're trying to investigate, also trying to determine whether DeepSeek uses intermediaries based in Singapore to obtain the NVIDIA GPUs. So they are assuming that DeepSeek company is not just located in China, but also in Singapore as well. Can we find where they are located? 와, 그냥 얘네는 자신감 있는 거야. See, look at DeepSeek. They are confident. DeepSeek R1 is now live and open source, rivaling OpenAI Model 01. 미친 거 아니야? So earlier this month, we got the R1 model, which claims is able to achieve equivalent results to the leading US models, though at much greater efficiency and just a fraction of a cost. 와. 이게 맞아? Is this true? I'm guessing people tested it and they are agreeing with this, right? So nearly overnight, DeepSeek had shot to the top of the list of most downloaded. Of course, the people want to test this app because people are saying it's is as powerful as DeepSeek, right? And then I guess there's some type of I don't think this is relevant. So DeepSeek has not revealed what hardware it used to train the R1 model. Its researchers said the firm's V3 model. V3 model was trained on 2048 NVIDIA H. Can they say this though? Trained on 2048 of NVIDIA H800 model. 800 chips. So H800 was created for the Chinese market after the imposition of the Biden administration's chip export controls, only to be bared itself in late 2023. So they can use NVIDIA's H800 chips, it seems like, because it was created for the Chinese model. Company reportedly also had access to NVIDIA's H20 chips. Which NVIDIA created as a less powerful substitute for the Chinese market after the H800 was banned. So actually, H800 was now banned. Chips. So now Trump administration is considering banning the sale of the H20 to China. I mean, at this point, I think it doesn't matter. I feel like they got enough data. 중국 검열을 받는다 얘기가 있다고 기사에 보니 천안문이나 시진핑 평가에 대한 질문을 애매모호하게 대답하다가 다음날 다시 물어보니 싱가포르에서. So it remains to be seen whether the claims that DeepSeek is using banned Western technology are simply an elaborate form of cope on the part of its embarrassed AI developers. But the US government has expressed its concern about the smuggling of AI chips to China for some time. So I guess there has been reports of some type of leakage. It's kind of sad that they have to use the word smuggling, but now that this came out, So I guess their main source they are thinking is what you guys said about Singapore. 여기네. Suspiciously now accounts for 22% of NVIDIA's revenue, up from 9% 2 years ago. So it seems like Singapore hasn't said anything yet. In a letter to National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, US lawmakers last week called for a review on whether Washington should strengthen control on shipment through third countries, including Singapore, that pose a high risk of diversion. What happens if NVIDIA stops trading with Singapore? I feel like Singapore is also a huge... Singapore... Doesn't Singapore also have... 그 뭐지? Like Apple products too? 이거 하나씩 다 읽고 가야 되겠다. So NVIDIA claims that many of its customers have business entities in Singapore and that the chips purchased were actually shipped to the US and other Western countries rather than to Singapore itself. We insist that our partner comply with all applicable laws, and if we receive any information to the contrary, act accordingly. Wait, do they make the chips in Singapore? 잠깐만. NVIDIA factory locations. 보죠. Asia. Where is Asia? This is not. 뭐야? Ah, Korea also makes them? Oh, Korea has NVIDIA? 잠깐만. Let me just check. 한국에도 NVIDIA 회사가 들어와 있나? NVIDIA. NVIDIA 공장. I don't think NVIDIA is in Korea. Yeah, right? That's what I'm thinking too. I've never heard of NVIDIA in Seoul. 아, 이렇게 이건가? Maybe this building is where they make chips. Right? Doesn't it? 잠깐만. 아, shoot. 오, 진짜 있긴 한가 보다. 아, I guess this is the actual location of NVIDIA. I love how there's like reviews. Ah, the fabrication of those devices are in Taiwan. 어, 그래? So what does this section mean then? How can Singapore sell them to China? 아, 잠깐만. 22% of 22 so Singapore makes 22% of revenue, which is increased by 9% of from 2 years ago. So that means that the NVIDIA is exporting products to Singapore for them to sell. In Singapore. So maybe they're assuming this 9% is to China. 이게 차이나로 갔나? 이런 의심. Many of its customers has business entities in Singapore and the chips purchased were actually shipped to the US? Or does it go from... Wait, but TSMC is in US, no? TSMC가 타이완에 있구나. 아. So I guess they make it in Taiwan and then they transfer it to Singapore? and then move to US? 이런 건가? US and the other Western? Maybe something like this? We insist that our partners comply with all applicable laws, and if we receive any information to the contrary, act accordingly. Well, I guess they are assuming that the 9% also goes to China. 이렇게. It is unaware of any smuggling taking place in the country, but that it expected US companies to adhere to both US export regulations and Singapore's own domestic legal framework. Major US and European companies have significant operations here. NVDA is saying that it's not true. 이네. So did it really outperform OpenAI, or is it just doing the same thing but at a lower price? Because some people are saying they're outperforming and some people are saying that it's equal. Hi, Shrimp. Thought it did? 그치? Preference thing and that it's about equal, right? Don't you guys think it shouldn't be that much of a big difference? Well, why is this in Korean? I read this was in English and then it changed to Korean. Because unless you are the actual developers, I feel like it'll be hard for you to analyze which is better than the other. DeepSeek claims its reasoning model beats OpenAI o1 on certain benchmark. 그러니까 what are the benchmarks that they think it's beating on? They show a graph. A comparison graph. What is the DeepSeek R132B, R1A AI01 mini? 이건 뭐야? What caused all the reaction initially was the reported cost difference, which seems sus now. Because some of the question that we're getting sus is cost difference. Is it really 20 to 50 times cheaper? 그다음에 which is better efficiency? So someone like us normies cannot test which one's better. 우리 같은 이거 완전 그냥 챗GPT의 기본 용도를 사용하는 사람들은 이거 차이를 못 찾지? Why do I have two open? That's weird. So they are stating that DeepSeek R10 and DeepSeek R1 model. So it seems that DeepSeek R10 is the initial model, and then DeepSeek R1 is their kind of like their beta version. 얘는 이제 because they did a large-scale reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is when you teach the model. What was reinforcement learning, guys? Well, anyways, good thing. What was the reported time frame? Without supervised fine tuning. 이게 뭐였더라? 와, reinforcement learning was when they teach it multiple times. So when it's like riding a bike. You fail and then they analyze how it failed and then they are retaught of how it's failed. So you can get the right answer. But it seems that the first model encountered lots of challenges, such as endless repetition. Endless repetition? I wonder what that is. Poor readability and language mixing. To address these issues and further enhance reasoning performances, reintroduced DeepSeek R1. Which incorporates cold start data before reinforcement learning. Oh. So doing math, coding, and reasoning tasks, it seems that they have achieved performance comparable to OpenAI. So it's doing the exact same thing as OpenAI model. We have open source DeepSeek R10, DeepSeek R1, and 6 dense models distilled from DeepSeek R1 based on Llama and Quinn. Review the usage recommendation section? 이건 뭐야? Oh my god, I don't know what that means. Oh shit. Wait, my brain is about to explode here. 이거 여기서부터 이제 내려온다. I wonder how they can test the math section. So this is how they evaluated. I wonder if this is the percentage of correctness. For benchmark requires sampling, reuse the temperature of 0.6, a top p-value of 95. So, top p-value가 뭐였더라? 와, 씨. 기억이 안 나. What is the Cloud 3.5 Sonnet 1022? I don't know what that is. So there are some things that did better on. MMLU가 뭐야? Massive multitask language understanding. So this one, the OpenAI won against DeepSeek. But when it goes down to Redux or Pro, it seems that they can't get the data for those two. But Drop, 이건 뭐야? 이건 뭐야? What is Drop, guys? The heck? Some type of text generator? Cloud is a competing model by Anthropic? Anthropic what? Oh. But it seems that this is not as popular as OpenAI. ChatGPT? Competing model. Exploring the world of large language model. I just want to know what this is. Drop is DROP. I guess it's a type of test for 이렇게 돼 있구나. Wait, I just saw drop. Ah, he actually explains about the benchmark metrics that he used. That was used. English evaluates the model's evaluates the model's performance on English language tasks. English language task. 이거를 했네. 아, 여기 있네. So MMLU is covering various language understanding tasks. So EM stands for exact match, meaning the model's response must perfectly match the correct answer. So maybe some type of like vocabulary test I would understand. 다음에 drop one is it's actually not drop. It's discrete reasoning over paragraphs. Measures the model's ability to reason over paragraphs and answer question. Measures the ability to reason over paragraphs and answer questions. 3-shot means the model is given 3 examples before being asked to answer the question. F1 is a matrix that combines precision and recall. So this test that they've done, they are saying that DeepSeek did better than ChatGPT. For drop. 그러게. Is this the percentage of correctness? 47 is really low, isn't it? Simple QA가 뭐야? Let's look at simple QA. A benchmark consisting of simple question answering tasks. Correct indicates the model's answer must be completely accurate. So 이거는 못했나 보다. So maybe asking like what does this mean? 이런 건가? I'm curious of why they couldn't why they couldn't answer some of them like these 3 using OpenAI. 다음에 something with coding. And then math section China 1. 역시 China. China is good with math. And then in Chinese obviously China 1 too. 이렇게 simple QA라는 게 있긴 하네. Oh, but they lost in the simple QA. Simple question answer이구나. Well, I wonder what distilled model evaluation is. I think it's really cool though that they can do this. And then you guys can test the models. You can download it on Hugging Face. 여기서 다운 받아가지고 와. Last month it had 353,000 downloads. Look at the graph, guys. All of a sudden. 대박이다. 근데 I feel like a lot of people will be wanting to test this right now. How many R's are in strawberry? They usually say 2. Why? Really? That's so interesting. And then you can get the 이거 model. 오, 이게 제일 많네. This one has lots of them. That's how generative AI works. Oh. Let's test that one then later when we try DeepSeek. Really? So it must be some type of error that happens. That's so funny. We can test strawberry at Skynet. What is Skynet? Let's see. This was the graph that we were seeing below. 신기하다. So was this 잠깐만. It seems that this was released. When was this released? 잠깐만. This was released 2 weeks ago. 아니구나. 맞나? This was released 2 weeks ago and then was tested? 얘 뭐야? What is this PDF? Oh my god, this is disgusting. Ew. Oh, I cannot read this. This is so nasty. I am not. Ew. So, cause I want to know if this came out first and then people claiming that DeepSeek 1 came out next after comparing this data. 근데 how do they compare the cost though? How can they say the cost? Well, 근데 I have another question. How can they identify whether or not Singapore, smuggled it to China? Can they do that somehow? 중국에게 팔아 넘겼다는 걸 어떻게 증명해? I feel like to do that you would need someone to confront and say, actually, I sold it to China. 근데 of how many people will be willing to do that, guys? Which country have restricted the Chinese AI company or are questioning it? So Taiwan banned. 와. 덩덩덩. Why 근데? Taiwan banned government agency. I can understand Taiwan, guys. 대만은 이해되지 않아요? 왜 배닝했는지? Taiwan's Ministry of Digital Affairs said on Friday that all government agencies and critical infrastructure should not use DeepSeek because it endangers national information security, saying that DeepSeek AI service is a Chinese product. 어쩔 수 없어. The relationship between Taiwan and China is bad, so this makes sense. I agree. So it seems US, there is no nationwide ban. It seems that Texas became the first US state to ban DeepSeek. Really? 와, 대박이다. Well, I mean, it makes sense. Texas is like heavily tech savvy company. It has a lot of AI product blah blah blah, no? So anyone in Texas can't use this. Texas Instruments? 그치? On government issued device. So normies can use it. But anyone with government issued devices, so anyone working for the government, cannot download DeepSeek. So US Navy also officially banned its member from using DeepSeek. Oh, that makes sense too. And then Italy. Italy officially just blocked the DeepSeek. Italy can't use. The country's data protection authority ordered a block on Hangzhou DeepSeek. Da 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 da. It comes after DeepSeek reportedly told the Italian authorities that it would not cooperate with the request of information. Oh, so I guess it seems like Italy asked questions, but who is Senator Howley? Why? Jail time? 진짜 너네 너무 US does lots of. So the companies have declared that they do not operate in Italy and the Europe legislation does not apply to them. And then Belgian, Irish, French, and South Korean data protection authorities said they had planned to ask DeepSeek how users' personal information is managed. Yeah, Korea라. 역시 한국은 Korea doesn't care too much about personal information, I feel like. 아닌가? What is this? Senator Howley proposed jail time for people who download DeepSeek. 왜? So, a Republican senator from Missouri have introduced a new bill. So maybe also in Missouri then. They might ban it. It would make it illegal to import or export AI products to and from China, meaning someone who knowingly downloads a Chinese-developed AI model like the now immensely popular DeepSeek could face a 무슨 20year까지야? Does he want to become president? Who are you? Let's look up Josh Howley. He has a US. He is a US. So this would affect the entire US. Ah, really? Ah. 근데 무슨 20 years? I think they're overdoing it. I mean, I understand any like government issued devices, okay, but I don't like these people. Interpreting? What did he? Where is the bill though? What was? Okay. What's the name of the bill? Titled the Decoupling America's Artificial Intelligence Capabilities from China Act. 이거야? Is this the title? 이게 타이틀인가? I feel like now they should use it to test it and to make ours better than China. Or I feel like it's so weird when I say ours. Hawley's statement explicitly says that he introduced the legislative because the release of DeepSeek I mean, it could just be like an action of him future wanting to become president, so he has to do something, right? 아유, 안무랑구. Just I hate stupid people. 근데 I want to know about cost, guys. 근데 how do you measure cost? China AI Lab DeepSeek has an open version of DeepSeek R1. 근데 isn't it kinda sus, guys? That they made it open version? Like China made this open version. I think that's really sus. that it's open version. Not, you know, to point fingers, but why I think it's sus is so then so many people will test it, right? So when they test it, couldn't they yoink people's data? What if there is a software or firmware inside here to counter yoink other people's data? Right? 이 오픈 소스가 조금 냄새나. Cause I feel like China. 그러니까, yeah, I can run it anywhere. But what if they created some type of booby trap? What if it's a trap? I really think Deep is copied from Google or combined from other AI data. I think that it's possible if you use the API, but since they made it available for download. 그러니까 what if their intention is you download this and it hacks into your computer? Ah, people will discover it? Ah, really? 아, 그래? 아, 그래? 아. But what if they added a trap that people can't discover? 뭔가 like it's in a code that people don't know. What if? Guys. 어? 그럴 수 있지 않을까? That's probably why they are banning all government issued devices. Cause there's people like me, right? Ah, really? Oh, I can't watch it though. 아, 근데 너무 뭔가 sus. I feel it's so sus. Why do they think they made it open source though? Like someone like China making it open source? 중국이 open source를 만들었다. We can't even download. Ah, he has sub only VODs. Ah, really? We can't even download any of the Chinese like Douyin shenanigans, right? But just this model is open source and China is doing nothing about it? That's why I'm a little scared to test it. I mean, there's nothing they can take from me. I mean, what? I mean, they can take, I guess, my bank account, but it's like not that much money. 아, 나한테 뭐 가져갈 게 뭐가 있어. Or do you think they just need more data? TP-Link routers? What is TP-Link routers? Oh. Let's see. So according to DeepSeek, it beats O1 on couple of the benchmark. Not all. So I think what we are stating of saying R1 is equal to O1 is maybe correct. But we gotta figure in term R1 equals O1 in terms of ability. 뭐냐? Ability? 뭐라고 해야 돼? Like knowledge? 막 project? Because I think they are on the equal level, but we gotta see which one of cost. Because that's the other thing that they are stating. How can we check the cost, guys? How much does chat GPT-01 cost? 뭐라고 해? Like, what is this? Okay, can I just ask a really stupid question? When they are talking about cost, what is this cost part? OpenAI 01. 잠깐만. I have too many tabs open. 왜 이렇게 탭이 많아? What is this? 여기는 뭐고? What is this? Okay, this is this. What is this? This is capture. Sorry, I want to get organized. 그리고 키고 잠깐만. 잠깐만. Okay. 잠깐만. I just want to organize this. Cost. So cost means 잠깐만. Let me just read. Posture, Jinri. Posture check. 01 is free as part of Microsoft. 잠깐만. Hey, you guys write so much. That is the reasoning model from OpenAI, and OpenAI charges like $20 per month. $20 per month is so a lot. Ingenuity? Behind the reworked code. Everything has cost, how it is hosted to run. Wait, what does that mean, Inachu? I don't know what that means. It's like price per word input and price per word output. Is that the same thing as how much money it took to make the model? Cost to end users is how much they charge for access. So when they are mentioning that it costs less, 20 to 50 times less than the OpenAI 01 model, we are supposed to look at it from the AI company aspect, right? Slash server charges. Where is the charges? The US estimates that it will take something like 3 times the amount of all energy that is used right now to run all the data farm in like 10 years. Okay. 잠깐만. Hey, Spark Noise. Yeah, you're so late. 잠깐만. In DeepSeek's paper about its newest AI model, the company said that its total training costs amounted to $5.576 million. Based on the rental price of NVIDIA's graphic price unit, DeepSeeks include a clear caveat. What the heck is clear caveat? Saying that the number included only the model's official training, and excluded the cost tied to prior research and ablation experiment on architecture, algorithm, and data. Is said in this article? Oh. So in that PDF, it must talk about the cost, right? Smart data center. Ultra modern data center sucks in cold air. What? Oh my god. Don't confuse me. What they charge end users is not what people mean by cost. Okay, so what they charge end user is not what's important right now when they're talking about the cost. Yeah, so it seems that their cost, in the cost aspect, they weren't being honest. I like that one the best. Yeah, let's not make assumptions though, Inachu, because we can that is an assumption, right? I can assume that you guys will donate $10 in the next 5 months, in the next 5 minutes. I assume that since you guys are learning about DeepSeek, that you guys will donate $5 to boss and I will be happy. And those who are not subbed will sub to my channel in the next 10 minutes. I assume. Let's so cost is how much money it took to make the model / server charges is more of what they mean. But there it seems that DeepSeek's definition of cost in terms of what was included is different from ChatGPT o1 model cost. Is that my understanding? Right? Sorry, I want to organize this. 이게 is good for my future life of being very organized. Wait, so what did I say my summation was? 아, 나 뭐라 했니? 아, 진짜 진리, your brain is dying. Guys, 어떡해, my brain. Someone bring back my brain. 잠깐만. Okay, so cost difference는 so it seems that DeepSeek definition of cost is much cheaper than ChatGPT o1 model. 근데 however, it seems that their definition of cost is different than what other people think. High chances that there were costs that was excluded in the what is January? What is I'm your future AI Nuna. Yeah. Don't I look AI with my new fancy camera? Maybe it was cheaper. Ah, so maybe it was cheaper. But 50 times is over exaggerating it. There were sections that was excluded in the development part. To salary personnel costs. 그치. So we just, I think, kind of answered every question by reading it. The article on screen. Okay, let's read just this one and then wrap up this DeepSeek and then call it a, not call it a day, and then move on. So DeepSeek's hardware spend could be as high as $500 million. What did they initially say the cost was? They said initially $5.5 million. But this article is stating that it's times 100 more. Right? Initially they claimed it was $5 million to create it. Did they? 아, 저거 얼마나 했지? The DeepSeek. They said 6 million. 그러네. $6 million. Rounding error. 500 million is just an estimate. Okay. So total cost of building this was $5.6 million. Okay. So, how many people worked on it? This company has less than 200 people. So, I think it's like a mid-sized company, maybe like 100 some. So $5.6 million doesn't include employee cost. But ChatGPT, how much did ChatGPT cost, guys? How much to make? 뭐라고 해? How do we? Paper? Okay. I'll read it. But can you guys find how much it costs to make ChatGPT? Okay. 잠깐만. So DeepSeek became the biggest topic with many industries focused on a single number. 6 million. So they thought that this total cost was 6 million. And then DeepSeek's paper. So this is what I had to click on. 요거구나. Yeah, this is the 53, long paper that I wasn't gonna read. About its newest artificial AI intelligence model, the company said that its total training cost amounted to $5.576 million based on the rental price. So just the rental price of NVDA was 5.56. So during training, we trained the DeepSeek V3 on 14.8T high quality and diverse token. The pre-training process is remarkably stable throughout the entire Following this, conducted post-training, including SFT and the RL. Where do they use table 1? Okay, so training cost of DeepSeek, assuming the rental price of H800 is $2 per GPU hours. So $5.56 million isn't actually like the total price. It was the cost of training cost of just rental price. Just to rent, not even training costs. It's just rental price of H800 to make DeepSeek R1. 아니네, V3잖아. Even this is just V3. 그러면 얼마야 도대체? So this $6 million is just nothing? 뭐 또 없니? Is there no more cost? And where did this 50 times cheaper come from? 인가? 네. Ah, really? Oh, that's interesting. 근데 여기 가격이 없는데? I don't see cost in this article. DeepSeek included a clear caveat saying that the number included only the model's official training, excluding. So this isn't even the cost of the real model R1. 뭐야? Oh, and where did the 50 times come from? 신기하네. So it seems that the firm estimated that the DeepSeek's hardware spend is well higher than 500 million over the company history. So I guess they went through their company history to check the amount of pricing. Adding that R&D costs and total cost of ownership are significant. Generating synthetic data for the model to train on would require considerable amount of compute. Cloud that you guys mentioned actually cost tens of millions to train. 그치. So it doesn't make sense of 6 million. Okay. Here. So DeepSeek's own paper does not include the estimate of compute price cost. The company didn't immediately respond to a request of comment. It's because they have to experiment, come up with new architectures, gather and clean data, pay employees, and much more. To be clear, DeepSeek is unique in that they achieve this level of cost and capabilities first. 뭐야, 그러면? That's so sus. So there wasn't actually costs embedded here. Nothing is related to cost, guys. So we are not even sure that it does cost less than ChatGPT. 그러니까. But when they stated that DeepSeek R1 is 20 to 50 times cheaper than OpenAI O1 model, I'm guessing the cheaper here means that the cost estimate to how much money it took to make the model. Isn't that what they're claiming? So I just kind of organized this. So let's kind of sum up this, guys. 보자. So DeepSeek is a company made a company called Hangzhou. I don't even know when this company was even made. And so it seems that their version 3 that was created January 10 uses NVDA, which costs less. So this one cost the $6 million just to train. Because it was trained on the H800 chips, which was Chinese, China specific NVIDIA chip. Now they are using H2, also China specific chip, but might get banned by Trump administration, right? So now after that one, they created DeepSeek R1, which is 20 to 50 times cheaper than OpenAI O1 model. Right? This is the sus part that is kind of like a red flag, I think. This is the red flag part. Because if they are claiming this, this is what made the world kind of go viral. I think. 이게 And so they are stating that a much greater efficiency and just a fraction of cost, I'm guessing, is what happened. So the rental price of H800 to make DeepSeek version 3 was $6 million. This is not even relevant. And then there's also other models, but I think this isn't as good model. So the comparison of DeepSeek and OpenAI O1 model, DeepSeek version 3, and OpenAI model. So the technological aspect that we are looking is that DeepSeek did a testing of R1 versus other models, including OpenAI O1 model, right? And so they used a benchmark, and then they are stating that there are definitely some sections that DeepSeek is doing better. Other programmers can even test it, right? Test it. So whatever this testing that they've done is to this day true. This part. This is not just any made up data, and that people can test it, and you should be getting this number through testing. Also, in technical aspect, I think they are equal. Is equal to OpenAI. Right? Approximately. Not bad. 다음에 in terms of cost. So cost here, we said that the definition is how much money it took to make the model / server charges. Because that was also the main claim that they were saying, right? Here's an article from August 2024 about the AI training cost. Ah, really? Okay, 이거 잠깐만 볼게. So the cost of training AI models. So I guess the question here is, when they're talking about 20 to 50 times cheaper, is it talking about the training cost? And what is cheaper네, 그러면? The training cost or the total cost to build the AI project? AI tool? 뭐라고 해야 돼? Tool? Or the cost of end users using this product? Right? So if they were to say those three, 그러면 if it's the training cost, we don't know where they got the number for open AI. 다음에 if it's total cost to build AI tool. 아니구나. Oh, just generally. I mean, I feel like you can't even know where they even got the number for OpenAI to do a comparison of 20 to 50 times cheaper. But this article is just an estimate of saying the cost of training Gemini was 30 to 191 million dollars. Even before taking staff salaries into consideration. ChatGPT 4, the latest edition, had a technical creation cost of 41. So they're maybe estimating like 41 to 78. 뭐야? But then 여기 있구나. Estimated cost of training selected AI. Maybe they used this data then. Just consider the spread 30 to 191. 그러니까. I guess this one is more reasonable. 어렵네. Training cost는? Are we saying maybe the training cost is like in US is approximately 30 to 191 million dollars? 이게 맞아? And maybe this is what they use to estimate? Wow, the earlier models was much lower, guys. Only to 2 to 4 million. But then I guess it started increasing as it got more heavier and fancier and bigger. Okay, so wrapping up. Let's wrap up. Anyways, we were here. 그 다음에 the cost, how much money it took to make models / server would be one thing. Or the training cost of each model, or the total, 아니다. Or the end user, what is it? End user spending? What are the end user spending cost? 뭐 이렇게, there's 3 different costs that we can take into account, right? 그래서 training cost는 요거. But this is even just for the V3, not V3, R1 model. 아니다, V3 맞구나. 아, R1이 지금 그거구나. Oops. R1. 그래서 V3 model. Just for the V3 model. We are on R1. So, doesn't make sense. Because they didn't even include the price of using the H20 chips for this one, right? Doesn't include using the H20 chips. Training cost as well. 다음에 how much money it costs to, this is not revealed. 다음에 end user spending also, I mean right now it is free. Or 봐봐, this is free. 그 다음에 chat GPT is $20 per month, right? So math wise it is 20 times. 아닌가? Can I not do calculation like this? It's 20 times, no? End user cost not part of this cost. Ah. Well, I thought maybe it could mean that the cost of 20 times when they're stating is, you know, we are doing open source. But you need to pay for ChatGPT. 아닐까? Is this not true? Maybe take this out? 20 times free would be still free? Oh, shush. Maybe free! I get your... So maybe they are not even... talking about this one. Okay. Then 이렇게 두 개만? Okay. Math is hard. And then a couple of countries that banned DeepSeek. Maybe I'll move this up there. So Taiwan banned due to security reasons. US, Texas, and Italy just banned. So the questions that we came up with during this study is China can't get access to NVDA chips, which I didn't even know about, but it makes sense, guys, right? So did Singapore smuggle chips to China? By the way, what chips? So 잠깐만. 이거는 China can only have access to H800 or H20 chips. Did they get other chips? 이건가? And then if this is true, does that mean US will not work with China? 모르겠네. Anyways. And then next one is cost difference. Is it really 20 to 50 times cheaper? And what is cheaper, the training or the total cost of AI? 이건 아니라고 했고. So then DeepSeek definition of cost is different. Can be, is, /can be, /can be. Different than what other people think. High chances that there were sections that was excluding. 그치? And they don't even know where they got the number for OpenAI, right? So the training cost in US was $30 to $191 million. So, you know, anything 이러면 20, it cost them $6 million. 6 million times 5 is 30. 인가? Times 20 is 120-ish. So maybe that's where they got their number. 그다음에 which is better efficiency? Seems pretty equal to me. Ooh, there were definitely sections. So conclusion? I like what you guys said about how it was worth it. I think it is a good wake-up call. But for NVIDIA stock to go down like that much, I think this was just a scared call. They made the model open source. You can run it on your hardware. That's open source가. But even ChatGPT did that, didn't they? So I guess that would be their another main point. So you can run it on your own hardware instead of paying for access. Okay. Cool. So what should be a good conclusion for this, guys? Was it really worth it? What would be a good conclusion? 뭐라 해야 되지? I think... Well, then why did NVIDIA stock drop this much? Huh? Huh? That, I'm not sure if it should have dropped this much, guys. I think it dropped too much. Just to fear. Just to fear. Just fear. Ah. How long did it take them to make DeepSeek though? Ah, that's why. Oh, we don't. What if they purchased millions? Anyways, Ah. But that was for the first model, no? So we don't know how much it took to make this one. Anyways, but I think this was a good conclusion to make about DeepSeek. It does answer a lot of questions. Because right now, I think the news is overstating that that it is better and it's cheaper, but I think if you do a lot of the fact check, then I think it's a little sus. I mean, I think it's still good that it is a really good product, but to make it this like big issue and 그러니까 you know what? It's kind of like comparing with the Trump opar. Sorry to talk about politics, but it's China is kind of doing what Trump is, you know, with tariffs and everything, you know, saying we will put tariff to Canada and Mexico. 그러니까, you know, people are like, oh yay, we're getting cheap products. 근데, you know, if we do fact check, it's not true. So that's kind of what I feel about DeepSeek.